And this upcoming Saturday, it's going to be comedy for an amazing cause. And who better to be part of the bill than this amazing comedian? His name is Chris Borris. Hello, Chris.
Hi, Dylan. How
It's
are
good
you?
to have you back on the show.
Good to be
Comedy
back.
night for Parkinson's, Centrepointe Theatre. So, I mean, that's a pretty big venue. That's pretty cool.
That's phenomenal. I'm very excited. It's a theater, nice show. They've sold a bunch of tickets, but there's still some left, so grab your tickets.
Of course.
But yeah, I'm excited. So,
when did you know that you were going to be part of this comedy night for Parkinson's?
a couple months ago, it was booked through Yuck Yucks through Howard, so that was nice. Thanks, Howard. But yeah, they've used Yuck Yucks comics for years, and we're happy to be back in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you aren't the only comedian on the bill, but I mean, you could sell the place out yourself. You're a funny guy.
I'm sure.
Tell us about who else is going to be on the bill here with you.
Yeah, I'm the junior on the show for sure. There's Martha Chavez, who's brilliant, and Jeff McHenry, who is one of my favorite comics in the country. So it's a real pleasure to be opening for those guys, and yeah, it'll be a great show.
Okay, gets underway at 8 o'clock this Saturday, April 21st, Centrepointe Theatre. Where will the funds go?
Parkinson's Canada, and they are raising awareness and funds for research. They've raised millions of dollars since the 90s, I believe, for research into Parkinson's. So a great cause.
Okay. Yourself as a comedian now, I've seen myself being part of the Yuck Yucks team. I've seen you perform at Yuck Yucks numerous times. And how long have you been doing this? It hasn't been very long.
No, less than 5 years. It'll be 5 years in August, actually, which is cool. That sounds like a long time, but it's not really very long. A lot of people 5 years in are still working on 6 or 8 minutes. Yeah. So I'm pretty happy to be on a show like that.
Okay, because I'm going to point it out, you're not a young man.
No, we covered that already, yeah. No, I'm well on my way to being a senior citizen, for sure. You
can check out to the 55 Plus show before.
I will.
The question I'm asking you, though, is why did you decide to start comedy? I don't want to say later in life, but I mean, you'd already had a career before that, and then you decided to, well, let's just start comedy just out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, I did have a career before that. I had a sales career. I was very successful, and then things kind of changed, and I was looking for some other avenue to explore, and I did some writing. And I was watching a Comedy Now special, and I thought, you know, my stuff is kind of funny compared to that guy. And so I tried it, and, you know, it's like a snowball. It just kind of kept building and kept getting more shows. And, yeah, it's a real pleasure. Ottawa's a great scene, incredible scene for comedy.
It really has grown. And I just seemed to every time I frequent the club, it just seems like there's more and more people that I haven't heard of yet, but they always impress me. Every time.
I always like to encourage people just to try it once, because usually that's all it takes. You try it once, you get a big laugh, and then you're hooked, and then you're going to be back every month kind of thing.
So where do you get your inspiration from, your comedy sets?
Well, you know what, when I started, I was talking to Mike McDonald, and I was like, you know, any advice for me? He said, just write down the things that you see during the day that are funny, because you'll lose them. And so I do that. I talk about my kids a lot, Twyla and James. I'll say hello to them.
Of course.
And yeah, day-to-day life, really. But yeah, it's no secret. It's just things occur to me, and I jot them down.
Can we talk about Mike as well? Obviously, Mike passed away a few weeks back, and that just leaves this gigantic hole in the comedy scene, not just Ottawa, Canada, North America. What was Mike to you?
Yeah, well, it is a huge hole. He had his transplant in 2013, and so he kind of started recovering as I was coming up. So it was really cool. I mean, obviously he's the king of Canadian comedy, but still I kind of felt like I got to come up with him a bit, right, as he reinvented himself. So the memorial service was phenomenal. Like, you could see Tom Green send stuff in, like a bunch of comics. He's influenced tons of people, and I would suggest him and probably Howard are two big reasons that Ottawa is such a powerful city for comedy. And
I know just myself going to the club, you'd see Mike sitting in the back on that bench by the box office.
I loved it, yeah.
You wouldn't even know that he was there. He had his baseball cap on. And for some reason, I would always look at him to see the reaction he would be giving to a comic. And he wasn't laughing very often, because he's probably seen so much, right? But every now and then he'd laugh and smile, and you'd feel good for the comedian on stage.
He loved the show. He loved the business, and he loved just watching the shows, for sure.
Tell us about, because you still have a role at Yuck Yucks, and they're huge with the charity scene.
Yeah, so I still manage part of the club, and yeah, I mean, charity and fundraising are a huge part of what we do. A big part of of that is thanks to you.
Thank you.
And yeah, it's incredible to be able to provide a service that is beneficial from a stress relief perspective, but then also raise money for a good cause. And so yeah, I would encourage everyone to get in touch if they're looking to raise some money. We'd be happy to host your event.
I love how you obviously, I mean, through this night coming up for Parkinson Saturday and your role at the club, I mean, you're a very charitable guy.
Yeah. Well, I enjoy it. It's good. It's good for you. I think comedy is good for you, and then doing good for others is also beneficial.
You're busy this weekend and into next week as well because you're part of another comedy troupe, the Big Comedy Parade.
Yeah, I have a big show in Renfrew that's all mine. So I'm going to Renfrew on Friday before the Centrepointe Theatre.
Okay, you're in
so
Renfrew.
That's cool. And then Monday we've got a show at Live on Elgin. We've got a weekend of shows at Yuck Yucks in May 17th to the 20th. So check that out. But we have a little preview on Monday the 23rd at Live on Elgin. So yeah, I'm excited about that as well.
45 seconds left. Who's in the Big Comedy Parade?
Ashley Kravchenko, Steve Love, Mitch Muirhead, he's okay, and we have a magician named Rhinestone, and me, happy to be there. But yeah, check out Parkinson's, Comedy Night for Parkinson's on Saturday. It's a great cause, and two amazing comics and me.
Two amazing comics and you. Okay, that's good. All right. Well, you'll be there to just warm up the seats, basically, right? It gets underway at 8 o'clock, and centrepointetheatre.ca, the best place to go to for tickets.
Yep.
And for all things Chris Borris, just go online.
I have a Facebook page.
Do you
it's
really?
Called Chris Borris's Comedy Page.
Are you on MySpace
because
still?
I'm creative. I am definitely on. I own MySpace now.
Amazing.
I bought it for $3.
That's good. Congratulations. Comedy Night for Parkinson's happening Saturday. Thank you very much, Chris Borris.
Thank you.
More daytime coming up in moments on Rogers TV.